Hey everyone, in today's video, we're going to look at a very interesting news which hit the markets last week. Because of which, two shares, part of the Reliance group, fell almost 20 to 30, 40% in just a matter of days, in just a matter of 2 days. And that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at what happened to these two stocks and what's the reason behind this fall that happened last week, and will the stock do well going forward, or what's my opinion on the stock future. Okay, so that's what we're going to look at. So before we jump into the details, I want you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and if you did like my past videos, and if you like this video we're going to talk about today, do like this video as well, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Okay, so let's start with these two stocks that we're going to discuss today, Network 18 and TV18 broadcast. So before we get into the technical aspects, which I'm good at, or which I usually cover, what I want to talk about is what happened to the stock itself. Why did it fall 40%? Now, I have some news articles ready here which I want to show you. So there was James Murdoch and there was UDAY Shankar. So they have come together in a strategic partnership, and they have said that they're going to invest a significant amount of money in these companies that we're discussing today. Okay, so just to give you a short brief on who these two people are. So James Murdoch is actually a businessman. So their entire family has been a business family, and he was the CEO of Century Fox some time back, and then he left the company because Century Fox was sold to Disney, just a couple of years back for $71 billion. So James Murdoch is a very famous business person in the media space, and he has been the CEO of some of the Century Fox, which is one of the famous companies in the world. Now, the other person is UDAY Shankar, who was also a CEO of Star India and who was also the former president of Walt Disney. And he stepped out sometime in Feb this year, and he said he wants to do something on his own. So these two people have come up and they formed what is called the Bodhi Systems, or you can also check that here. Sorry, I'm just going to go here. So they formed a company called Bodhi Systems, or Bodhi. It's a Bodhi Tree Systems, which is a platform of these two people. They've combined, and this platform was basically formed, to invest in some of the biggest companies or in technology space. And it's a group of investors, and they've come forward and they want to establish what's India's very first streaming first platform, right? So we don't have streaming platform in India yet, and these companies have come together. These two people have come together, and also Reliance also has shown the interest to invest some 1,300 crores. So why Bodhi Tree Systems is going to invest around $2 billion or 13,500 crores, and Reliance also is going to invest some amount, and that's the news which hit Network 18 and TV18, because of which the stocks fell. Now, you might ask me, so isn't that a good news, right? So that's obviously a very good news. But I think what the street is expecting, or at least what I've read in the news, is that there is a fear that there would be an equity dilution. So by equity dilution, what I mean is that there would be more shares available, and the control would be very scattered, and the equity would be much higher than what we have before, and that's what is causing this share price fall in the last couple of days. So that's the primary news because of which the stock fell. Okay, now let's look at the technicals, which I always look at. Remember, I already posted about Network 18 some time back, and I mentioned that Network 18 is probably going to head higher when it was around levels of 55, 60 levels, and it went almost to 120, almost 100% return in just a matter of few months, and it did really well. But now the fall has given back some profits. Personally, I've exited Network 18 because it hit my stop loss. I always keep a stop loss, but the question is, will the stock perform going forward? So that's the biggest question that we want to ask ourselves. That's what I'm going to look at today, and I'm going to show you from a technical aspect, what's my view on Network 18. But remember, Network 18 and TV18 both are fundamentally excellent companies. So if you look at the sales numbers, they've gone up from 1,200 crores, especially in the last few years, they've gone to 5,000 crores. Now that's a massive jump in the revenues. Also the profits, they've started trying to post some profits. The margins have been pretty decent in the last few years, 11% gross margin, 16, 19. And this year we're expecting some decent numbers from Network 18. Also, if you look at the PE, it's around 48, 49 PE, but the revenues would catch up soon, and it's trading at decent valuations. Okay, so looking at the charts itself, so we had this massive breakout, somewhere in October. So I posted the chart somewhere on September. I had a YouTube video as well. You can check out the video which I did on the top right corner. The link is available. But we had a massive breakout, and then the stock, started heading higher. But what happened this month is we tried to again head, to all-time highs. But then there was this news which hit the markets, and we came all the way down. Now, does it mean that the stock has turned bearish, or does it mean that this company will not the stock price will not do well going forward? I don't think so. My personal opinion is that this is already in a very strong bull run. So if we get, by any chance, if this news is so bad and if the stock comes back to levels of 60 levels, I would see that as a brilliant opportunity to capture or to buy some shares and keep it in a portfolio, because it's a very good company. It's just started posting some really good profits, revenues, and I feel there's a lot of scope in this company. Remember, this company has been trading since 2007 and it has not given returns for its shareholders, and we are just at the beginning of a very massive bull run in Network 18 and in TV18 broadcast. Okay, so any dip towards 60 levels, if you get, is definitely a buying opportunity. But before that, I'm not sure if that levels would come because of this single reason. I see that this stock is has reversed already multiple times from this trend line, and by any chance, if we get levels of 80, I would first go in with a position of 2.5% of my portfolio and see what happens, right? So if we're able to, stabilize around that 80 price, and there's also major support around the levels of, 70. So 70 to 80 is a major support. And if you get around 80, I'd buy 2.5% of 70, also 2.5%, and wait for some time and see what the stock price is doing. But then if the stock then heads higher from here, right? So once we are at 80, and then if the stock heads back to 115 levels, then I'd buy more of the stock, and I'd probably add more to my portfolio and make it 5 to 10% of my portfolio, right? So overall, for me, around that 55-60 levels is a major support. And if by chance the stock comes to that level, it's a grab opportunity. I mean, go ahead and invest 5% of your capital, and keep a stop loss of around 20 to 30%. That means which means if your stop loss hits, you would lose around 1.5% of your capital. Because that's my view on Network 18. Remember, we're already close to that zone, and we've already seeing some massive volumes. So we saw almost equal amount of volumes compared to the 28th of April, but the stock didn't fall that much. Now that itself shows that even though so many shares were sold, the stock did not move or fall like the previous day, right? Now that's a very good positive sign. Now let's take a look at TV18 broadcast, right? So both companies have a similar kind of a fundamental profile. I'm just again going to show you TV18 broadcast. So if you look at TV18 here, also we have a decent ROC and ROE, and I'm just going to show you the P&L for this company, right? So we've gone from 600 crores to 5,000 crores, and again this company is profitable. Unlike Network 18, TV18 is very profitable. They've been always profitable. So compared to both, if you want to take a bet, I would still go with TV18 maybe, and it's expected to post some decent results this year as well. Okay, so coming from a technical perspective, again, this stock also, I'll just show you quickly the price chart. So we had this massive breakout, somewhere in the beginning of this year, and then the stock had a crazy move, and again we're coming back and testing that level. Again, from my perspective, here the levels of 50 levels, 50 to 60 levels is a major support zone. So if we come around that zone, then that's definitely a very good price to buy the stock, 45 to 50. And also we are retesting this trend line here, just like that we're retesting in Network 18 as well. So again, if you see here, we've had some crazy fall in the last 2 days, and that's the level that I'll be looking forward to, around 50 levels. If we can remember, this higher low still intact. So unless we don't go below 53 levels, the higher high, higher low, which signifies the uptrend, is still intact. And I would buy the stock unless and until it doesn't go, below 40 levels or something. So if we get it to 50 levels, I'd keep 20% stop, buy 2.5% or 5% portfolio, and I'd add more once we cross the levels of 80 levels. Okay, so that's the strategy that you have to apply for Network 18 or TV18 broadcast. Now, another thing that I want to tell you is, just because the stock falls so much doesn't mean the stock will again not go up, right? So the stock has fallen so much in the last 2 days. It's primarily because of fundamental reason, because of the news that has come out. But if you see some consolidation similar to this, what happened here or what happened here, would be an excellent opportunity. I would wait in both the stocks, probably wait for a short consolidation. At least it should go sideways, and then try to buy above the breakout, right? So that's how I'd approach both the stocks. And personally, I feel that this is a very good opportunity to buy a stock, especially when two big companies or two major guys in the media industry are coming forward, along with Ambani, and doing a joint venture to set up some of the biggest online streaming platform. And they're also bidding for IPL. Don't forget. So if they get IPL bidding, also they're going to have some huge traction in terms of the ad spends and all that. So overall, for me, fundamentally plus technically, it doesn't look really bad. Probably a good time to buy the stock, keep in your co-portfolio, and then add as and when it starts heading higher. So that's my view. What are your views on my views? I'd like to know your opinions as well on what you heard from me, and if you do have views, let me know as well. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you here for now. I'm going to say trade safe, stay safe, and stay safe, trade safe, and be safe. So I'll leave you and see you in another video. Take care. Bye bye.